All right, next, I have no idea how long this will take, but I would like to go through and clean up any of the forms that we have for editable resources. So I'm going to look at a meal plan here. Oh, whoops. That's some junk data. So if we look at a good meal plan, whoa, nope, something's wrong here. Okay, so that wasn't what I thought. Let's look at why this isn't working. So when we're looking at the meal plans controller show and we're on the meal plan template, if we go to the dashboard and look at that, we can see this one here, but now it won't let us look at the weekly template. So the weekly template is crashing. Why? Ingredients, meals. All right, let's take a look here. In meal plan, ingredients, meals. Oh, I see what the error is. There are some meal plan meals that don't have, are returning a nil value. So some of these are returning nil. And so when it's calling ingredients on nil, it is causing an error. So we can use the compact method to get rid of those nil values. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's clean up some of the forms. If we're on here, this is, generates a form. I'm going to add a label. It says all right, so how many people are you serving? What meal? Going to update the title. I think it should use the date. So I think it is meal plan meal date stamp breakfast on Monday, January 1st. So this particular yeah, you know what? That's probably I feel like we should be able to get this into oh, right. I don't have to reference this because it's now in the local scope. So, breakfast on Monday, January 1st. Select a meal. I don't actually have anything to say here, so just leave this blank. Whoops. Okay, can't leave it blank. I'm going to actually update this question a bit. So yeah, so that'll work. Serving 0. And then to account for that, I'm going to say on the meal plan meal before save clean so in this case I typed in no, so it did a 0, but I really want it to say, there we go, empty, because it was 0. So if I say no, same number, and then finally I'll say So I'm going to just take whatever their normal, normal number is and multiply it by 2. Multiply it by 2 to give them an example. So they could say 8. I don't love the formatting on this, and I don't like that so what I want to try to do is add a global CSS rule that says that if make it important. So I'm going to make it so that if we hover on a link, it no longer has an underline, and that's not forever. But you can see that it's taken over. And now what I want to try to do is CSS rule based on content. So apparently it is not going to work. Oh, there is. Contains. Very good. Let's see how this works. Oh no. Okay, so it didn't work. All right, well, here's what I'm going to do. TD empty a hover text direction empty value. So this will allow us in the meal plan meal index to set the meal plan meal name this is kind of silly, but so what this should do is it will insert this, oh, whoops. It'll insert empty value into this class unless there's a meal selected. And so that means no matter what the name is, it will not get an underline. So now we should have an underline. Oh, this is taking forever to recompile the CSS. This is a kind of a bug, sort of a short-sighted design decision on our part with Bullet Train that we are in the process of fixing. But right now it's recompiling the entire CSS for this entire theme. So here we go. Leftovers works. That's a good underline. And then these ones now work as well. So it's still a link, but there's no, yeah. We should make it clear somehow to people that they can maybe what we should do, instead of doing that whole thing, if there's no meal, we should probably change the label to like a button. So if they can edit the meal plan meal, yeah, if the meal plan meal is ooh, so that kind of works. And then I want to do a button outline. I think will work. Yeah, that's better. Cool. So they can select a new meal for a given day, and they'll get that button if no meal has been selected yet. So that works. It's not the prettiest, and this I am not in love with. I do not. Oh, I know what we can do to clean that up. So it says serving. In fact, we can just put the number. That'll make it more smaller. Not more smaller, but it will make it smaller. And then it's I'm gonna I don't usually do an inline style, but I'm gonna do vertical align just to see if I can get this to, yeah. Just want to bump this up 1 pixel, even 2 pixels. That is kind of a major improvement. And I don't know that that does anything. Okay, so we've cleaned that up. All right, so I think we've got our meal plan template, weekly meal plan template cleaned up. This looks kind of nice. The shopping list, we're going to have to come through and add a bunch of stuff here. Selected meal plans. So on this form, I want to do something. I'm going to add some help text. Selected meal. Oh, sorry. Meal index. Whoops. That's where we already are. For the description, the meals you select here will be automatically added to your weekly meal plans when they are created. So on the show page for a meal plan, oh, that's cool. All right, so that is updated, and then on that page, we do not need anything. Trying to figure out how to get at this. So meal plan. Oh, it's here. My mistake. Sorry. Here we go. All fixed. And then I'm going to edit one more thing. So which... I don't like the wording here. So I'm going to say, what meal do you want to eat? Now, there's one other challenge here. Because we're saying lunch on Monday, January 1st, but actually we're on the weekly meal plan template. So we're on the template meal plan. So lunch is not going to happen. It's just supposed to be Monday. So there's actually a really simple way to solve this problem. On the meal plan meal object, we're going to add a conditional to the placeholder. If date of if the meal plan So if the meal plan is a weekly template, instead of saying the date, we'll just say the day of the week. Lunch on Monday, select a meal. What do you want to eat? No meal planned. Dun, dun, dun. Perfect. So there we go. Your meal plan meal was successfully updated. We'll just update that. Meal selection was updated. Let's see if we do craft dinner. Okay, cool. So the last thing I'm going to want to do, still not 100% sure how I'm going to do it, but we'll look at it in another video. Okay, so we've cleaned up substantially, I think, the form for this particular section. And I think that's a video in and of itself. This is probably the most complicated aspect of our app. So we'll leave it at that. And then the next thing I want to do is clean this up right here.